Okay, guys, so the first recipe that we're going to work on is the 7-layer cookie bar. We have white chips, we have butterscotch chips. Oh, let me grab my peanut butter. Whoa, my peanut butter chips have disappeared. Hold that thought. No. Okay, so it seems as though we may or may not have misplaced one of the bags, the bag of peanut butter chips. That is completely okay. It'll be alright. So, butterscotch, white, chocolate, coconut, condensed milk. And normally I would do this at the pie crust, not as a pie crust, but as the graham cracker crumbles in the bottom of my pan. But Walmart was out of graham cracker crumbles. So instead I picked up the 9-inch pie shells. These work just as well. Not exactly what I wanted to do, but it will work. So, this one is real simple and easy. I've already washed my hands and wiped down our stove here. So I'm going to start by adding, I'm going to make 2 of these out of the whole bags of chips. I'll start, a little piece of plastic got in there. Alright, I'm going to start with my white and put about a half a bag down in the bottom. Get them all laid out nice and smooth there. I'm just going to go through and add half of each chip bag. Alright, now at this point, I actually want to go ahead and add in my sweetened coconut. And that is so the butterscotch and the sweetened condensed milk will help to hold that down. Now my husband doesn't love coconut, so my second one we will be omitting the coconut. Not that he don't like it, he absolutely detests coconut. Alright. There's that. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the butterscotch. Like I said, normally this would be one giant one in a baking pan. But they didn't have exactly what I needed, so we improvised. I'm going to take my sweetened condensed milk and just drizzle it over the top. Trying to make sure it's good and covered, because the sweetened condensed milk is what acts as the glue. And that is it for our first pie. Now I'm going to do the same thing all over again, but not adding in the coconut. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump the rest of my bags into this pie crust. Cover, cover, cover. And it's as simple as that, guys. I'm I'm going to let this finish getting all of the sweetened condensed milk out. Add a little bit more to this one over here. And then I'm going to pop them in the oven. My oven is preheating to 350. Pop these in the oven for about 15-20 minutes. Let everything melt together. And it will be absolutely delicious. You can't have much because it's super rich. So a little bit of this goes a long, long way. So next up, we are going to do a little savory, and we are going to mix up a cheese ball. So with this, I usually add a dollop of Worcestershire sauce, but I don't have any, and I'm not. Wait a minute. I think I remember where I had some. Yes. Okay. So when you make a cheese ball, you add a dollop of Worcestershire sauce, ranch packet, cream cheese, shredded cheese, and mix it all in together. So that's what we're going to do now. And I'm wearing a glove because I usually mix this by hand, and tonight I do not want to wear my cream cheese. And I'm going to go ahead and make this now also because it needs to sit in the fridge and let all the flavors marry together pretty well. And that'll give me time while I'm making the other items for it to be able to do that. And I also usually add just a little bit of minced onion, but I don't think I have any. I used it all on Thanksgiving. So just a little heads up as to why I'm making all the appetizers and goodies tonight. We are decorating our Christmas tree. And when we do that, I like to do a little appetizer night. That's just kind of my thing, my tradition. And something that I enjoy doing. So, here we are. Alright, so I'm going to start mixing this up and see if there's enough shredded cheese in here already, or if I'm going to need to add some more. Oh, I'm definitely going to want more, I think. Maybe not. Yep. Alright, so we now have our cheese ball ready to be refrigerated. I'm going to put it in there and let it sit while I cook everything else, and then it will be good and firm and ready to eat. Alright, so the next dish that we are going to make is also at the request of my daughter. She asked that I make her some pizza rolls. And it's not your typical Totino's pizza rolls. These are actually crescent rolls that are filled with cheese and pepperoni and then baked in the oven. So I'm going to go through and put those together right quick for you guys. And we will be back in just a jiffy. Okay, so the time has come to check our pies. Oh yeah, boy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. But I am going to move them so they're not leaning, so they don't stay like that. So, be right back. So these are going to be absolutely delicious. And this is the one with coconut in it. You can see it kind of on that side a little bit. And this is the one without coconut. Alright, back to making our little pizza rolls. So we can get them popped in the oven. I like to even pre-make these and have them laid out in my freezer, and the kids can pop them out of the freezer and put them in the toaster oven or the oven, microwave too, but yuck. And have a quick and easy snack for after school, in between waiting on supper to get started. They've got something in the freezer that they can grab and eat real quick and not be starving, because sometimes we don't eat supper until 7 or 8 o'clock because the girls are working, or whatever it may be. So we don't eat till late and they get hungry. And the cheese is off of a giant Colby Jack block that I cut myself. I prefer to cut and shred my own cheese for many reasons. But one of the things, pre-cut cheese is full of starch, which is even more fatty. And I don't need no help with that. So I try to do handmade on all of the things as much as humanly possible. Hand cut, all that good stuff. And then store it in a way that it's easy to use. I got room for couple more on this pan. But then I'm going to use my little pan that I had my pies on and put a piece of parchment down on it and add the rest of them. So I used 3 little blocks of cheese, 9 pieces of pepperoni, and 1 crescent roll, and roll, roll, roll away. And ta-da! And this is what our pan looks like. I'm going to go ahead and pop these in and prepare my pan for the next batch, and we will see you guys when these get done. Okay, so now we are back to the stove. I am going to be making a sausage and cheese dip. Another item that my daughter requested. And this is one that everybody really seems to enjoy. It has sausage, of course. And then it is a Velveeta cheese dip. So I'll get some condensed milk and start a small pot on the back here to make it like a cheese sauce. And as it thickens, that is what we're looking for. I'm just going to set that back there and turn it on 3. I'm going to grab a can of milk. And just a little tip here, the reason that I use evaporated milk is because it is condensed down and it's a different context than milk out of the refrigerator, so it will not be as easy to scald and burn as a regular milk would. So I start with that, and then if it needs thinned down any, that's when I put regular milk in. At the end, if it needs to be thinned out. And check on my crescents. Oh, they're doing good. So now I'm just going to fry up the sausage, get that going, and put you guys on time lapse. So our cheese sausage dip is done. Just going to let it hang out and cool at this point. There's not really much of anything else I can do with it other than let it rest. So that's how it turns out looking. And if you noticed, if you got to see it in the hyperlapse, I did add a block of cream cheese and a few pieces of the square Colby Jack. And then I also added a little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic salt and accent. So that is the ingredients for this. Now let's check out the pizza rolls. Ba-da-da-da! They turned out beautifully delicious. Can't wait to eat them and put up our tree. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. The only thing I've got left going on is some boneless wings in the oven. And we are ready. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Please give it a thumbs up and let me know you have. And we'll see you in the next video.